The aftermath after a meltdown. The reason why I use the term math, you have to determine how many times you stepped on somebody during one of your episodes, how many people had came across you and just really wanting to shake you, but they couldn't get near you. And the sad thing is, how many times did you have an episode? Rather, you had a schizophrenia episode, bipolar episode, borderline personality disorder episode, or you went through dissociative identity, wait a minute, dissociative identity disorder episode. And pray to God that you do not have multiple of those conditions. Remember, they're conditions, they're not you. They do not define you, okay? That's first and foremost. Feel comfortable in who you are. As I stated before, if you could take care of your physical illness, people don't look different at you because you got cancer. They don't look at you different because you got diabetes. So why should they look at you with your condition of having mental health, some type of mental issue? That does not mean you're crazy. Chemical imbalance in the brain causes a lot of it, okay? Some is hereditary, but most is chemical imbalance and something that is from some childhood trauma. That's why you have a lot of people who have PTSD, and then you have people who have complex PTSD. So back to the aftermath. How many people do you really think is going to still be there in your corner and show the love and be appropriate with it to cause you not to have a meltdown? Do you even think anybody want to still stay in your life after you had an episode? Do you think that you still have people in your life for the past 3 years during this pandemic and how people have been off balance? Do you still think you have people using you during this time because they know that you're not aware of certain things and may have manipulated you to get your stimulus checks from you because they know that you have dissociative identity disorder and they're robbing you blind and they say, oh, don't you remember that you did X, Y, Z? And knowing that you're going to probably say, oh yeah, that's right. Knowing that you know you didn't do that. But who do you go to? Who do you tell? The aftermath. Pros and cons. Figure out what is the best situation to work with first. Those that are close to you that you know are there and that is supportive and that will let you know in a calm, cool, collective way that you was out of pocket, okay? You wonder why your children will not call you because you may have said something that they didn't like and you don't even know that you did it. So there's a lot of things that you have to analyze. And if anybody go previously back in 2019, 2020, be your best advocate. If you going from doctor to doctor, you have to let those doctors know what were you previously diagnosed with, so they'll know what they're getting into. Because you don't want to get a therapist that's going to turn around and walk out and say, I can't deal with this, and you're not subject to change. Because you, wherever you may be okay, but then there's one of you who is not subject to change very easily, and that will just disrupt the calmness that was in your head, and they're all over the place. And it's like they say, when you have borderline personality disorder, it's like walking on eggshells to deal with someone like that. I will assume to deal with somebody with dissociative identity disorder is almost basically the same, especially when one's jumping here, one's jumping there, and they're all over the place. Now, be very careful because you have a lot of saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled, fire baptized, born again believers, minister, elders, and all that that will say, you ain't got no personality problem. You ain't got nothing but demons. But you can accept the depression that somebody has. You can accept the fact that this person has diabetes. But they're demons when it deals with mental health. Be oh so careful on the leaders, if you belong to any church, on how they perceive things. And if you're not part of their inner circle, how they view you, your sickness, compared to someone else's sickness. And be very careful, because if it's a small organization, it's family oriented, and trust me, you are the one that they talk about. So you have to be very careful. And that's where that Teflon mind comes into play. And guess what? Most people with any type of mental issue do not have that Teflon mind, okay? Because if half the people that had mental issues had the Teflon mind, they wouldn't be going through some of the stuff that they're going through. I'm just putting it mildly. I just want people to realize, be comfortable. You can't help it if you made different or built different. I mean, here we go. You're in a car accident. You got a metal plate in your head. You're in a car accident. You lost your limbs. You're in a car accident. You lost all your nerves. 3 different people, 3 different car accidents, 3 different diagnoses. Are they all the same? No. The only thing they're the same with, they all was in a car accident. But each one was damaged in a different way. So stop having people stereotype you and say, well, this is not the way this is, and this is not the way that is. Everybody with borderline personality disorder does not have the same characteristics. Asthma does not have the same type of breathing issues. Schizophrenia does not have, all of them are not the same, okay? Stop having people put you in categories. You are a human being, okay? Keep it real. Keep advocating for yourself. And something that I do not hear, I'm going to always say this. I am so proud of you. You want to know why? Because you're still here and you're still trying to better yourself. Keep your head up.